So this is an Excel primer for education personnel. My name is Tristan Bratcher, and I am the data coordinator for special education for the Oklahoma Department of Education. This Excel primer is going to primarily go over some of Excel's more beginner functions. So if you feel that you are comfortable with Excel and you can get around and maneuver through it, this might not be the PowerPoint for you. This might be a presentation that you pass on to some of the other personnel in your department that don't feel comfortable with Excel but would like to get more comfortable with Excel so they can look through reports and manipulate them in a way that's going to be useful for them. Here are the topics that we're going to cover today. So we're going to talk about highlighting columns and rows, deleting and hiding and unhiding columns and rows, freezing panes, filtering and sorting through data, as well as conditional formatting today. We're going to start with highlighting columns and rows. So this is one of the more basic functions of Excel, but being able to do this will allow you to create or look at a lot of other things in Excel. It's the basis for all functions in Excel. So we're going to take a look at the spreadsheet here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we have rows and columns in Excel. So what you're going to want to do is click the letter if it's a column or the number if it is a row, and that is how you highlight a column or a row in Excel. It's a very simple function, but again, it leads to everything else that you're going to want to do in Excel. So for deleting and hiding and unhiding rows and columns in Excel, you're going to highlight that row or column, right-click the number or letter that's associated with that column, and then choose Delete to delete both that row and the column and its contents. So let's take a look at how to do this in Excel. So here we've got a row here in Excel. We're going to right-click it. I'm going to come down to Delete, and now you'll see that both all that row and its contents have disappeared. If you want to undo that, you'll press Control-Z on your computer, and that row or column that you deleted will come back. Freezing panes. So if you click on your View tab in the Excel toolbar and click on a Freeze Pane button, it'll allow for you to freeze a particular column or row if you don't want it to move when you're moving throughout the rest of the data in your Excel spreadsheet. So let's take a look at how to do that in Excel. So here we've got the first row in our Excel spreadsheet, and I want to be able to look throughout the rest of my report but not have this row move. So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze the first row. This will allow me to look through the rest of my report while the headers still stay stable, so I can still see the data that I'm looking at in the actual cells, but I know what that data is associated with because the top row is still in place. Filtering and sorting through data is one of the most important functions that you're going to be able to use in Excel, and it's actually pretty simple to do. So what you're going to want to do is click on the Data tab in the Excel toolbar and click on the Filter button. This will apply a filter to the appropriate columns and allow you to sort and filter through the data however you prefer. So let's take a look at how to do that in our Excel spreadsheet. So now we're in our Excel spreadsheet, and I want to apply a filter to, let's say, the top row. So I'm going to highlight the top row as we learned how to do earlier. Go to the Data tab on the top and click the Filter button. So now, if I want to filter through any IDA students based on their status, I click the button. I click for those that are IDEA eligible. And now the report only displays students that are IDEA yes. So this is a good way for you to filter through data and get it to a certain population of kids that you want to look at. There's also a way for you to apply multiple filters at once. So you keep that IDA filter on, come over to race, and let's say I want to look at my Hispanic Latino community that's IDA yes. Automatically it does it, and now we're only looking at Hispanic Latino kids that are also IDEA yes. To clear a filter, click on that same button and clear the filter. All of a sudden now you have all students that are Hispanic and Latino. Same applies here. Go back over to your old filter, clear it, and now you've got your entire population students back to work with and look at their data in Excel. Conditional formatting is also a very useful trick. It allows for you to filter for information that's in the cells just based on user selected criteria. So what we're going to do is look at what this means and how it works in Excel. So let's go over to the Home tab here and select a column. So let's say that I want to highlight duplicate values. Now, in race, it's going to supply a lot of duplicate values because multiple people have multiple races. But what this will do is point out, based on the cell data, it'll highlight certain columns or certain rows based on what's in the cell. So let's use a different example to kind of show what this would look like. Look at ST and count. We're again going to highlight duplicate values. So we're not really filtering for anything until we find out what the information in the cells are. So notice how 121 isn't highlighted red. That means there's only one value of 121 in this column. So again, the information that's going to come when you conditionally format something is contingent on the information that's in the cell. And if you want to undo that, you can come here and clear the rules. And all of a sudden, you're no longer conditionally formatting anything. That's all that we're going to cover today. My contact information is here. My number is 405-521-2401. Email is tristan.bratcher@sde.ok.gov. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you have any other questions about some of Excel's more complicated functions, feel free to send me an email or call as well, and I'll try and help you get through that as quickly as I can. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.